most people, the majority of people are working for a bigger salary. That's what they assume is going to make them wealthy. But that's a lie. Our economic system has it in its name, capitalist. The way you become wealthy is by using your capital. That way you can earn a piece of profits. See, let me explain this because it took me a long time to understand how this truly worked. I had to read a lot of books, I had to talk to a lot of people, and I had to experience it myself because this is something I never grew up learning. When you work a job, you're getting paid for the labor that you put in. Now, you could be a high-paid person, you could be a low-paid person, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. You're working for the owner of the company. You can get paid a lot of money as an employee. Doctors make a lot of money, you have executives that make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you're still working for the owner of the company. Now, there's a difference between the salary, the income you make, and the profit that a company generates. The profit is separate from your income. Now, what these people here, the investors, the people who deploy the capital are working for is not an income, it's not a salary, it's profit. They're working for a piece of the profit. So I'll give you an example. Let's assume that I go out and I start a company, and my company makes $1 million in revenue. So I sell, for some fun, I sell avocados, I sell guacamole, okay? I make $1 million in revenue from my guacamole company, but I don't get to keep all the money in profit. I have expenses to pay. Maybe I have $100,000 in avocado costs, I have $200,000 in employee costs, and then I have another, say, $200,000 in other expenses. So I have to pay my CEO, I have to pay the people that mash the avocados, I have to pay for the salt, the pepper, and everything else. This all adds up to $500,000 in expenses. Now, I have to pay the team in order to run the company. Right, I gotta pay my CEO, I gotta pay the people that work in the actual avocado to guacamole making business. That's my cost. You're getting paid for your labor. And if you're really good at making avocados into guacamole, you're gonna get paid more money. But once all the expenses are paid, there's another $500,000 in the bank account. The person who gets this is the owner of the company because now you own the equity. Now, you do have more and more companies nowadays that are distributing some of this ownership, the profit, to the employees, like here at my minority mindset companies, like at Market Briefs. We do a revenue share system where the employees get to share in the profits. But if you don't have that, what you need to understand is this is what wealthy people are working for. They're not working just to grow this by 5% or 6%. They want to see how can we drive more sales, that way we can get a bigger piece of ownership. And the way that you can do that is by working for this. This might mean investing in companies. It might mean investing in your own company if you have that sort of equity structure. It might mean investing in real estate or investing in startups. You want to use your money to buy assets, investments. That way you can build equity either in companies or real estate or some other sort of asset. That way now you can be the equity owner and get a share of this. Because now when you're working for profits, now you have the team of people working to help grow the value in the company. Now, there's another debate that a lot of people talk about. This, how much money should an employee be earning? You have all the time people talking about minimum wage, how much money people should be earning more money. And that's fine, but what you need to understand now as the financially educated person is a concept called fiduciary duty. I learned this in law school, and it was a new concept that I didn't understand. Fiduciary duty is who you owe your alliance to, who you need to take care of first. An easy way to understand fiduciary duty is think of it like this. You have a date scheduled with your wife tonight, and then one of your friends calls you and asks if you can play video games with them tonight. You can't cancel on your wife to play video games with your friend because your fiduciary duty is to your wife first. Well, in this case, in this corporate ladder, the executive's corporate duty, the people who run the company, the executive's corporate duty is not to the employees, it's to the shareholders. It's to these people. So the number one goal of the people that's running the company is to drive this, the profit higher. It's not to pay the employees the maximum amount possible, it's to drive up the profit. Now, you have to understand, there's a moral aspect to this, there's a legal aspect to this, there's a financial aspect to this. You want to make sure that your employees are happy. You want to make sure your employees are well taken care of. That way they want to come to work every single day. That way they want to produce a good product. But if you are just working here, you're going to be constantly asking and wondering why you're not getting paid more money. But what you have to understand is the way the system works is designed to benefit this person. It's designed to benefit the person who's working for this, not just the person that's working for this. So you can do two things. Either you can go and work for a company that's going to treat you better, or you can work for earning more of this. That way you can deploy your capital. That way you can own equity in companies and real estate. That way you can build your wealth by understanding how the system works. This is why financial education is so important, and this is one thing that I wish schools would have taught me, and I wish schools would be teaching this to people nowadays so we can understand how to win in this system, because rich people and wealthy people understand this, but most of us are never taught this. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.